This is an overview of the Titanium back office, used by customers of VoIP Innovations to manage their accounts and services. The main dashboard is the first thing the customers see whenever logging in, which gives them a high-level overview of their account, including DIDs, usage, and billing. In addition to the main dashboard, most sections of the back office have their own dashboards as well, and they are fully customizable, allowing customers to remove and add new widgets based off of their needs. The Endpoint Groups section of the back office is where customers go to manage their SIP trunking connections with us. Customers can create new IP peering groups, username and password groups, and also working with the Switchbox team in Sangoma, customers are now able to create Switchbox-specific endpoint groups, which give a auto-configuration key which can be used to quickly configure their Switchbox with VI. In addition to configuring the voice connection, it will also integrate SMS traffic in the Switchbox and allow customers to send and receive SMS through their Switchbox clients. Customers have either the option to configure a single IP address that their customers connect to for sending and receiving traffic, or they can set up each of their customers to speak directly with VI. Clicking on one of these endpoint groups gives stats on every IP address that is a part of that endpoint group, including the total cost of that IP address, and offers several configuration options related to that trunk. For international termination users, an international settings here allows them to deny or allow international calling, as well as setting a daily spend limit, and even a specific per minute rate limit for that endpoint group. The Communications Fraud Control Association estimates that telcos lose tens of billions of dollars due to international fraud, and the ability to set these limits have completely mitigated events that would have cost our customers thousands. In addition to allowing customers to manage their SIP trunks through Titanium, they are also able to manage DIDs, as well as purchasing new ones. The DID search process allows them to specify a number of different features that they are looking for, including outbound caller name, T38 faxing, and SMS, as well as the underlying carrier they wish that number to be on. Clicking Next gives them a list of available phone numbers with the aforementioned features and when they are available on that DID or not, and the network that DID belongs on. DIDs can be purchased right away, and then they are available on their account for configuration. Once they are ready to configure the DID, they have several different configuration options for that DID. Clicking on the Configuring Your Numbers will bring up a list of DIDs that have not yet been configured. And the Configure ID wizard gives them a view of the different aspects of the DID that can be configured. Route 2 allows customers to specify where the calls are delivered. Endpoint Group allows them to specify a SIP trunk that they had created earlier. Programmable Telco allows them to send the call to a Appidaze script, which will be explained in more detail in a separate section. Then there are a handful of ancillary services, including fax to email, conference calling, and call forwarding. Customers are also able to specify a failover number in the event that calls cannot be completed to their PBX. For instance, a power or internet outage at their location. This ensures that calls will still be answered. Other options can also be selected, including specifying an outbound caller ID name, registering 911 address on the number, directory listing, and email to fax, allowing customers to send emails with attachments to send faxes from this number. Also, customers are able to specify how they would like SMS and MMS text delivered when they are sent to this number. This gives them full control over the incoming texts and allows them to forward them to an email address or another phone number, Or there are several options allowing them to easily integrate SMS with an application or PBX that the customer manages. Reporting groups allows the customers to group together phone numbers that belong to the same client and view reports showing usage that belong to those numbers. Once a DID has been configured, it will show up in the Manage DIDs section, and all of those options can be configured whenever they like. In addition to setting up SMS on the DIDs that they purchase through VI, they are able to register off-net DIDs. Clicking Add New DID allows them to input an off-net DID and select the same delivery options as before. This allows them to use VoIP innovations for SMS service, while the client section of the back office allows customers to manage the clients and report groups that they have created. Clicking on this report gives the customer an overview of their clients with a total cost, allowing them to see quickly any customers that they may be underwater on. Clicking on an individual client drills down further with detailed reporting and gives them the ability to create logins for their client to log in and manage their services themselves. Impersonating a user here will show the customer what their client sees whenever they log in to the client portal located at voipbackoffice.com, and allows that client to view and configure as well as purchase DIDs for themselves. All of these permissions are managed from the order settings on a per client basis. So customers can choose whether or not a specific client can order DIDs, provision 911, submit ports, and also it gives them the ability to disable and enable specific carriers and pricing tiers for that client.